some important questions of arithmetic progression where I will show you how to solve such questions when it's given that the let's take the first question. Okay, in the first question it's given that the 18th and 11th term of an AP are in the ratio 3 is to 2, right? So we can see 18th term and 11th term, right? So what's 18th term, what's 11th term? Okay, that we need to calculate, and it's given that they are in the ratio 3 to 2. So let's say 18th term. Let me change my pen. Okay. So the 18th term, the ratio of 18th term and it's given that 11th term. Okay, 11th term. It's given that the ratio of these two terms is given as 3 is to 2. This is given as, this ratio is given as 3 is to 2, right? So this data is given into the question. Okay, and it's AP. It's AP, arithmetic progression, right? The series is in AP. Now it's also given that now it's then we need to find the ratio of the 21st and 5th terms. Okay, then 21st term, the ratio of 21st term and 5th term is what? That need to be calculated, right? Now let us solve. You know, students, in an arithmetic progression, in an arithmetic progression, what is the relation and what are the basic formulas that we need to remember, right? Let's say if an AP is having A as the first term, right? This A is the first term, right? Then the nth term of that AP, AN, the nth term of that AP can be represented with A plus n minus 1 into D, right? And what is this D? This D is the common difference. That means the difference between the two successive terms. The difference between the two successive terms. That means this is the common difference. I mean to say that if A, A2, A3, A4, like that till AN, if this is the AP, then the difference between the two successive terms will give you the D. Any two successive terms, D. Here, this will give you D, right? And this is the common difference, right? Here, into this question, it's given that the ratio of 18th term and 11th term is 3 to 2, right? So, what will be the 18th term? The 18th term is represented as A plus n minus 1 into D, right? And 11th term, so the ratio will be like this, A18 by A11. This will give you A plus n minus 1 into D. So for this numerator, n will be 18. So we can write, and this is equal to 3 by 2, right? Now here A plus 18 minus 1, right? Why 18 minus 1? Because into the numerator it's 18th term. Into d divided by a plus n minus 1 into d. Into the denominator n will be 11, mind it. So this will be 11 minus 1 into d, and this will give you 3 by 2. This relation is already given into the question, right? It's given. Now we solve it. This will be a cross multiplication only. Okay. Now let us solve it. This will give you a plus 17d divided by a plus 10d is equal to 3 by 2. Right? Into the next step, just multiply this 2 with a plus 17d. So this will give you 2 times a plus 34d equal to 3 times a plus 30d. 3 multiplied with this denominator of the LHS. Right? So this will give you, when 2a will be going to the RHS, this will give you 3a minus 2a, right? And when this 30d will come from RHS to LHS, right, this will give you 34d minus 30d. So finally we get the relation between a and d. How? Because 34d minus 30d will be 4d, right? And 4d is equal to a. So this relation is derived. That is the relation between the first term and the common difference, right? This relation is derived. Now, what is the question? Into the question it was asked that the ratio of the 21st term and 5th term, this we need to find. So what is the formula of 21st term? Put it into the formula of a plus n minus 1d, where n will be 21. Similarly for the 5th term, for n equal to 5, find the 5th term. So let us see how we are solving it. The next step, we are very close to our answer. So let us see how we are solving it, right? So we have been asked the ratio of 21st term of that AP divided by 5th term. 5th term. So 21st term, what is the formula of 21st term? This will be a plus 21 minus 1 into d, right? And this will be divided by, this will be, sorry, I think this is visible now. Yeah. And this will be divided by a plus 5 minus 1 into d, right? Now, I'm just replacing this page now. Now we are left with this status, right? So finally the 21st term and 5th term, the ratio of these two is given as a plus 20d into the numerator divided by a plus 4d into the denominator, right? Now we have already derived 4d equal to a, this relation. So use this over here, right? Since we have derived a equal to 4d, this one, therefore 21st term by 5th term is given by a plus 20d. That means in place of a, just put d. So this will be given as 4d plus 20d divided by 4d plus 4d, right? And finally this will give you 24d by 8d, 24d by 8d, right? This will give you 24d divided by 8d, and d will be cancelled out, and from 8 this 24 will be cancelled in the 3 times, so this will give you 3 by 1. So the ratio of 21st term to 5th term is derived as 3 is to 1, right? This is derived as 3 is to 1 because 3 is into the numerator and 1 into the denominator. So this is 3 is to 1, right? So here students, it was asked that we need to calculate the ratio of 21st term and 5th term, and that is derived how, because one relation is given, the ratio between 18th term and 11th term is 3 is to 2. Now we just put up the value and some basic formulas of arithmetic progression that we need to remember. That is the, if a is the first term, d is the common difference, then nth term is given by a plus n minus 1 into d. And in this way the 18th term can be represented as a plus n minus 1 into d. That means a plus 18 minus 1 into d, and into the denominator the 11th term can be represented as a plus 11 minus 1 into d, and this ratio is given as 3 is to 2. Now we just solved it, and after that we get the relation. How? What we derived? We derived 4d equal to a. Since a equal to 4d, we use this to solve, to find the ratio of 21st term to 5th term, because the ratio of 21st term to 5th term is given as a plus 21 minus 1d, because if here n equal to 21, right? For n equal to 21 is a plus n minus 1d into the numerator, that is the 21st term, and the 5th term is given by a plus 5 minus 1d, and this will give you a plus 20d by a plus 4d. Just use the relation of 4d equal to a, which we have derived now, right? After that, a equal to 4d, when you put it, the ratio of 21st term to 5th term is derived as, in place of a write 4d, in place of a write 4d, and into the denominator also in place of a write 4d, right? So this will give you 20 plus 4, this will give you 20 plus 4, 24d by 8d, 24d by 8d, just dd cancelled out, and 8 3 24, 3 by 1. So 3 is to 1 is the ratio of 21st term by 5th term, right? This is your answer. This is your answer, right? So in this way we have solved this question. Now students, quickly let us jump to the second important questions. Second important question, let me solve in front. Okay, for any query you can put up into the comment box, students. Don't worry, I am quickly winding it up. Yeah, in the back side I can do it. Yeah. So the second question is that the sum of n terms of AP is 3n square plus 5n. Is given that 3n square plus 5n is given that this is the sum of n terms of an AP. This is an AP, arithmetic progression, right? And it's given that if this is the sum, then 164, when 164 will be coming into that, if this is the AP, A, A2, A3 till AN, so in this series, where this 164 is coming, at which place? So what is the, which nth term, what is the count of this position, what is the count of position of 164 into this series, right? So let us see how we are finding it, right? This we are not knowing that 164 is coming at which position. So let us find. Since 3n square plus 5n is the sum of n terms, right? So we know that students, for a series of AP, the sum of m terms is given by n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d, isn't it? Right? So here a is the first term of that AP, right? D is the common difference. So and n is the nth position, and total number of n terms. That means the total number of terms. Suppose 20 terms into this AP, then n will be 20, right? So this is given as 3n square plus 5n. This is the question. This is the data as given into the question. So this is equal to 3n square plus 5n, right? 3n square plus 5n. Now, what we will do? Just on equating it, we find n by 2 equal to 2 n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d, right? This is equal to, when n will be taken common from the RHS, here you can see 3n square plus 5n. So n is lying into the first term also and even into the second term. So we can take n as common. So you are left with 3n plus 5, right? Why we do it? Because one of the n into the LHS, that is also into the product, will be cancelled with this n into the RHS, right? So we get the relation 2a plus n minus 1 into d divided by 2 equal to 3n plus 5. Now, this relation with us, and when the second term of, let's say the second term of the AP A2, then we can say that for n equal to 2, right? That means second term of that AP, what will be the value of this formula, this relation which we have already derived, how it will look? Just for n equal to 2, arbitrary, you can put any value of n, but we are just putting the easiest number, because the lowest natural number, when we count from starting from 1, it will be 2 after 1, right? So for n equal to 2, the LHS will look like what? It will be looking like this: 2a plus n will be 2. So it will be 2 minus 1, right? Into d divided by 2 equal to 3 into n. The value of n will be 2. Just put the value of n equal to 2 over here. So 3 into 2. 3 into 2 plus 5, right? This will give a relation between a and d, right? So just see the trick how we are solving it. So 2a plus d, right, divided by 2. So this 2, just leave it as it is, equal to 3 into 2, 6 plus 5, 11, right? 11. Now this will give you 2a plus d equal to 22. So this is one of the relation which we have derived. 2a plus d equal to 22. Now, when you put the value of n equal to 3 into the same, and even you can put n equal to 1. When you put n equal to 1, it will be 0. So rather than using n equal to 1, just take n equal to 3. Now, when you put n equal to 3, for n equal to 3, that means the third term of this AP, what's there? What will be the value of this equation? This equation will look like 2 times a plus n minus 1. So I'm not elaborating a much. So directly putting up the value of n equal to 3 into this equation. So 3 minus 1 will be 2. So this will be 2a plus 2d into the numerator divided by 2, right? Because for n equal to 3, I have already mentioned it. You can see 2a plus 2d by 2 equal to 3 times, what is the value of n? 3. So 3 into 3, it will be 9. 9 plus 5, right? Now this will give you 2a plus 2d equal to 14 into 2, 28. So finally, just divide all these terms by 2. This 2 will be cancelled out and 14 will be left into the RHS. So we are left with a plus d equal to 14. So students, see, there are two equations with us. One is 2a plus d equal to 22 and another is a plus d equal to 14. And we have two variables, a and d. A and d. So we can solve to get the value of a and d, right? So just solve it. Now I am turning the page. Just bear with me for a fraction of a second. So here you can see I am showing you both the equations so that you will be able to understand. So earlier 2a plus d equal to 22, 2a plus d equal to 22, and the latter equation which we derived is a plus d equal to 14. So a plus d equal to 14, right? Just subtract. The sign of the lower equation will be changed. dd will be cancelled out. So this will give you 2a minus a equal to 22 minus 14. So this will give you the value of a as 22 minus 14 is 8. So the value of a is calculated as 8. Now what will be the value of d? Just put into this equation a plus d equal to 14. Since a plus d equal to 14, since a plus d equal to 14, right? Therefore d is calculated as 14 minus a, isn't it? 14 minus a. So this will give you the value of d, that is the common difference, is 14 minus 8. Why? Because the value of a is calculated as 8. So I put this value over here, nothing else. So the value of d is calculated as 6. So if you are knowing the value of a, if you are knowing the value of d, can't we calculate the value, the nth term? Okay, it's given that 164 is lying at which place of this AP, right? So 164, let's say equal to nth term. Just let us assume, let it, right? If this is the nth term, then by the formula of nth term of AP, we know that the nth term of AP is a plus n minus 1 into d, isn't it? A plus n minus 1 into d, we know it. And this is equal to 164. So just equate it. And we have already derived the value of a and d. So just put this value of a and d into this, right? This will give you 164 equal to a, that means 8. Just substitute the values of a and d into this, a plus n minus 1 into d. This will give you 8 plus n minus 1 into d. What is the d? D is 6, right? Now solve it. You 164 minus 8 into the LHS divided by 6 will give you the value of n minus 1, right? Now 164 minus 8 will be how much? It's 156, isn't it? 14 minus 8, 6, 5, 1. 156 by 6 is the value of n minus 1, right? This will give you, just you can see from 6 whether it's divisible or not. 6 to 12, 36. Yes, it's cutting. 6 times 1, 6. 6 times 2, 12, 36. 6, 6, 36. So 26 equal to n minus 1. So when 1 will be coming into the LHS, this will be 26 plus 1. So n equal to 27. So we can say that 164, this is the 27th term. 27th term of AP. right? So that we have derived. So 164 equal to 27th term of this AP. Which AP? Which AP? Whose sum of n terms, whose sum of n terms is given as 3n square plus 5n, right? So we have derived it that the 164 is the 27th term of that AP, right? So in this way we have solved this question, students. I hope you like today's session. I think 25 minutes of class is enough for today. And if you practice more questions of arithmetic progression, you will have a better command over the subject, okay, over the topic. So I will just suggest do lot many of practices so that you will be able to have a better control upon this topic, arithmetic progression. Yeah, solve multiple questions, solve as many questions as you can. For any query you can put up into the comment box, I will try to help you out. Okay, so the basic two questions which I have explained into the live classes today, that will definitely help you. And if you want to see more questions of arithmetic progression, you can go to my channel and just look after the AP playlist. Okay, the arithmetic, for arithmetic progression I have made a separate playlist. You can see all the AP related questions into that playlist, right? And because I have more than 1.1k of shorts and videos into my channel, you can see and go through the every question which is having some specific concept, right? I will say always like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, students. Bye bye, take care, see you soon, bye bye.